Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, the 14th Dragon Ball Z movie, and the first actual canon movie. Because the last 13 movies, weren't actually canon. They were just like in their own universe. This is actually part of the main Dragon Ball storyline. So yeah. So this movie starts out with the Supreme Kais, getting worried because like apparently a being is waking up. A being named Lord Beerus, who was apparently the god of destruction, and they're scared because he's going to destroy planets and all that stuff. So they alert all the Kais that he's waking up, and King Kai is worried too because he's afraid Goku might be stupid and challenge Beerus to a fight, which he won't win. So eventually Goku hears what's going on because he's at King Kai's planet training. So King Kai tells him about Lord Beerus. And he wants to fight him because he's super strong, but of course King Kai's like, no, don't fight him. He's super strong. He's the strongest person in the universe. And then it sets out to like another planet where we see this one tall figure, like kind of he's blue, but we don't even know who he is. Like we just see that he wakes up, Lord Beerus, and we see that Lord Beerus is like a humanoid cat, and apparently he's the god of destruction. Why this tall figure is actually apparently like his attendant. And, after, apparently Lord Beerus has been asleep for 39 years. But he woke up early because, apparently he heard of a legend called the Super Saiyan God. And he heard about Goku, being a Super Saiyan. So he wants to fight Goku because he might be a Super Saiyan God. But, Goku doesn't know about it. And, he easily beats Goku because, he's super strong, and with just 2 hits, he easily beats Goku. And then he goes to Earth to talk to Vegeta about the Super Saiyan God. But Vegeta doesn't know anything about it. And while on Earth, it is Bulma's birthday, so, Beerus and his attendant Whis are there, which is actually the tall figure that we saw earlier. They're at Bulma's party, having fun. Vegeta's trying to do everything to keep him calm. And then, and we see some familiar faces from the original Dragon Ball studio, from the original Dragon Ball show, which is pretty cool. And of course, Beerus, wants to know who the Super Saiyan God is, but nobody knows anything about it. So, and eventually, he gets mad, because of Majin Buu didn't want to give him pudding, and now, fighting actually starts. He actually Beerus beat easy, pushes away Majin Buu, and the others he fight try to stop him, but he's just way too strong. He easily just beats them easily. And so, then Goku shows up again, and he summons Sharon to know about the Super Saiyan God. If Sharon does know about the Super Saiyan God, he tells him how to summon it, and then, so eventually they are able to summon the Super Saiyan God, and Lord Beerus, starts to fight, the Super Saiyan God, which actually turned out to be Goku, which, I won't say how, in case some of you guys haven't seen this movie yet, but, yeah, so, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, this movie is actually written by Akira Toriyama. He was actually a big help in this movie because the first 13 movies were non-canon. So he's not really involved in them. And since this is the first Dragon Ball Z Dragon Ball, a new Dragon Ball story in the since 1997. Obviously he had to do things differently. It's not like the first 13 movies where it's just a bunch of a little bit of talking and then and then just fighting. There's very little fighting in this movie, which was actually pretty cool. We actually got some more backstory as to Lord Beerus and we got some flashbacks of his past too. So he kind of gives a bit of a history lesson too, about him going to Earth and even him knowing Frieza and Vegeta. So that was pretty nice to see. But so yeah, apparently this movie since this movie was written by Akira Toriyama, he was deeply involved in this movie. It's very different than the last Dragon Ball movies or Dragon Ball Z or GT events features, well not features but stories, non-canon stories that we had in the past. Again, this is actually canon. It's part of the original story, and so I and it's set very different. It's set very different, than the other movies. There's not really much fighting in this movie at all. Goku spars Beerus, but he easy beats him, and then Beerus easy how many fights are there? What? There's pretty much only 3 fights. That aren't really that long, and yeah. So obviously Akira Toriyama wanted to get have I guess you could say kind of a reunion, I guess, showing us what the characters are doing, and them having fun, not just having fighting all the time. So it was a pretty good movie. Like, you know, not a bad way, you know, to like, you know, to bring the series back to life. You know, since 1997. So yeah, well, not it will. It actually ended in 96, but then GT was, you know, ended in 97. So like, yeah, you know, it was a good movie to see. You know, I actually did enjoy it. And there's two versions of it. And like, there's a theoretical and an extended cut. And like, and so like, you know, not trying to point out, like, if you watch the theoretical version, like in the end credits, it actually plays like the whole manga, like, you know, from the original Dragon Ball to like the end of Z. You still watch it like in the extended cut, but like, it's actually more shorter though. But like, you know, in like, if like you watch the theoretical version, like you do see like, you know, from the first page of Dragon Ball to like the end of Z. So that was pretty cool to me, like, because like here in America, you know, we actually got this in 2014, but the manga started in 1984 and the anime started in 1986. Like, you know, us watching it here in America was like, you know, watching 30 years, you know, well, it's pretty much been 30 years, you know, since Dragon Ball debuted. So it was nice seeing the manga, you know, just flash before our eyes. So I gotta say, you know, great movie. I definitely enjoyed it. But anyways, you know, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment below, let me know, and have a great day, everyone.